I'm taking it on American children's, the biggest in the world.
Words from the grave from the king of pop as his former doctor faces murder charges. Did he cause Michael Jackson to die? Potentially dangerous meat sent to schools. More on a beef recall and who this affects. And one state banning these bumpers for cribs. Why some experts say they're not safe. And a warning for smartphone users how thieves can steal your information just by driving by. And fill her up, how drinking coffee can make you feel more perky. Your independent news starts right now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Mickle. Welcome to INN News. We begin with the trial of the man accused in Michael Jackson's death. That trial is underway in Los Angeles. Dr. Conrad Murray is charged with involuntary manslaughter in the pop superstar's death on June 25th of 2009. Prosecutor David Walgren says Murray administered a fatal combination of drugs to Jackson. He played this recording for jurors.
When people leave my show, I want to say, I've never seen nothing like this in my life. Go. I've never seen nothing like this. Go. It's amazing. He's the greatest entertainer in the world. I'm taking that money. I'm really children's, the biggest in the world. Michael Jackson Children's Hospital.
Murray's attorneys will argue Michael Jackson overdosed on his own.
But the evidence is just, it's tragic. The whole thing's tragic, but the evidence is not going to show that Dr. Murray did it. And at the end, we're going to ask you to acquit him. Dr. Murray is not a perfect man. He's an imperfect man, like all of us. That I grant you. But in this criminal court, we believe he's not guilty.
Murray claims he was trying to wean Jackson off a powerful drug called propofol, a powerful sleeping aid often used to put people out during surgeries. A massive government recall of ground beef over E. coli fears. If it's not stopped, the tainted product could end up in children's school lunches. Palo Duro Meat of Amarillo, Texas is recalling 40,000 pounds of frozen ground beef because of fears of E. coli contamination. Frozen beef was produced on September 9th and was shipped in 40-pound boxes to 6 Georgia school districts. To date, the agency is not aware of the beef being served to any students. An update now on what's being called the worst listeria outbreak in history. As many as 13 people have died from cantaloupe that came from Jensen Farms in Colorado. The latest deaths happened in Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, and Texas. 72 people have gotten sick in 18 states. If you're the parent of a little one, listen up. Little Tikes is recalling more than 1 million of its workshop and tool set toys. The recall focuses on plastic toy nails sold in tool sets. They can pose a choking hazard to young children. The products were sold between 1990 and 2004. This is an expansion of a 2009 recall when Little Tikes pulled more than 1 million products with similar toy nails. Officials in Maryland want to outlaw these things, crib bumper pads. The Maryland Department of Health and Mental Hygiene is behind the proposal. Experts there say the bumper pads are dangerous and could suffocate a baby. The Consumer Product Safety Commission is investigating. Chicago City Council enacted a ban on bumpers 2 weeks ago. Your smartphone may be vulnerable to drive-by hacking. That can happen when you're using your device in a public area because of shared networks, which can lead to infiltration. Unless these networks have been properly secured, freely available browser add-ons and apps can help hackers seize control of personal data at the touch of a button. The Carson City, Nevada Sheriff's Office is getting a new tool to help them crack down on criminals. Shannon Moore from our affiliate KRXI takes a look at the high-tech license plate reader.
Every ding is the sound of Deputy Dean Williams running checks on license plates. 2 forward-facing cameras capture and check every car that passes by, giving information about the drivers inside. This system is in its pilot phase at the Carson City Sheriff's Office. Deputies are on day 2 of testing out the new technology and are excited about its future.
When we get our database hooked in, Then it's supposed to notify us about stolen, suspended, expired, people that might have a warrant attached to their license plate.
Deputy Williams explains how it works.
It makes a noise like a slot machine, ding, 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 as you're going along. And if you want to look, you can hit the screen when it's safe to do so and see, oh, that was from the passenger side, that's from the driver's side.
Unlike the old scanners, this one can run hundreds of plates a day, all hands-free, instead of manually typing in plate numbers while out on patrol. If an alert comes up,
driver side 50 mm, dash side 25 mm.
the deputy verifies with dispatchers and takes action. Dean says this type of software will give them a unique advantage over criminals.
Right now we're driving around hunting with bows and arrows, but with this way we'll have a machine gun, so to say, because it's seeing everything.
Sheriff officials say drivers need not worry about the idea of Big Brother watching over them. None of the data is kept on the device. They say it's the same as running plates manually, just faster. The scanner runs about $20,000 per unit. Shannon Moore reporting for INN News.
Reality TV to help drive business for a struggling industry, and pricier peanut butter to go with your jelly. Ryan Bass gets back to business.
The cost of health insurance continues to climb for companies and workers. Annual family premiums this year grew at a pace triple that of 2010 and outpaced wage increases. By the numbers, employer-sponsored health plans jumped 9% this year, and single premiums rose 8% compared with 2010's 3%. Your peanut butter could soon cost more. Georgia produces about 1 million tons of peanuts, roughly half of the country's total harvest. But estimates are this year's will be about 700,000 tons. Continuing drought across the state, extreme heat, and a combination of insects and disease have hurt production. Additionally, many farmers are planting more corn and cotton since those commodities fetch higher prices. It's been a rough few years for auto dealers. Hundreds have closed the last couple of years. Those that survive face a still tough economy and even tougher customers. But a new reality TV series aims to help a few struggling dealerships turn their business around. Spike TV's new series called Car Lot Cowboy will feature auto sales consultant Tom Stucker as he works to turn falling dealerships into profitable businesses in just 5 days. Outside the auto industry, Stucker is most famous as the first man to earn 10 million United Airlines frequent flyer miles. If you are a Dr. Seuss fan, you're in for a treat. A new Dr. Seuss book is now on the shelves. It's called The Bigelow Seed. The book is a combination of 7 long-lost stories. The stories were first published 50 years ago in magazines. For Back to Business, I'm Ryan Bass.
Greeting card companies have taken a cue from the 9% unemployment rate in the United States. In a 6x4-inch envelope, someone can send a friend who lost his or her job a pre-printed message of encouragement and sympathy. Layoff greeting cards are being manufactured by Hallmark and sold at stores and online. They're selling well. Online companies such as Zazzle and Greeting Card Universe have also begun selling the layoff cards. Israeli officials have approved plans for 1,100 new homes in a Jewish neighborhood on the outskirts of Jerusalem built on land occupied by Israel in 1967. The public has 60 days to file a formal objection. Palestinian officials say it proves the government of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is not serious about making peace. Palestinians say stopping construction on occupied land is a condition for returning to peace talks. Amnesty International is blasting Saudi Arabia for sentencing a woman to flogging for driving without government permission. They sentenced her to 10 lashes. The court's flogging sentence comes despite King Abdullah's announcement a few days ago that Saudi women would be given the right to participate in elections and to serve as full members of his advisory council. Boeing's new 787 Dreamliner airplane has taken off. It left Everett, Washington early yesterday and arrived in Tokyo later in the day to join the fleet there. The high-tech plane is mostly made of composite materials and is lighter than conventional models. Boeing says the plane's also its most fuel-efficient model. It's slated to take its first passenger flight October 26th from Narita, Japan to Hong Kong. And that's your Global News Now. Well, up next, also overseas, an amazing light show and how it might affect your technology over the next few days. We'll have more on that, plus got the blues? Grab a cup of joe. Now that can make you feel happier. Next on INN.